What's going on, guys, and welcome back to another episode of the FIFA 17 career mode. This is episode number 109, and we start today's episode off with some player training and also see a training injury here on the 1st of April. Sven Flume has broke his metatarsal and is going to be out for 5 weeks, so he will miss the entire month of April and come back sometime at the start of May or so, you would think. And that's a bit of a shame as well, because Sven Flume has come into the team late and looked pretty decent. He played against Ingolstadt, came off the bench at half time when it was 0-0 and won man of the match as he was involved directly in the build-up for both of our goals, as we won by 2-0. So that's a bit of a shame there, because even though he's not our first choice central midfielder, in fact he's one of our sort of our less thought about players in that position really. He's 81 overall, he's a pretty decent youngster, 5-star skills as well. I like him because he can play pretty much anywhere in midfield and also right back as well. That's a bit of a shame, especially knowing that this squad too is really thin, and that's pretty much the only concern I have with this squad. There's not much depth to it, so when a player gets injured, we all start panicking. But anyway, a look at the league table, 9 games to go. We are 6 points clear of Bayer Leverkusen, who have really slipped up a late. A couple of big losses in the past few games. We're 6 points clear right now. Destiny is in our own hands in the league, and that feels very good indeed. In the Deutsche Pokal, we'll be taking on Frankfurt in the semi-finals, and also in the Champions League, we'll be taking on Lyon in the quarter-finals, and you'll see both of those ties in the next episode as well. So Champions League has now been drawn. We're taking on the French side, Lyon, and I gotta say, I'm looking forward to that tie. Like Inter, I do believe we'll be the favourites going into that one, and we have a really good chance of going through to the Champions League semi-finals. And don't forget, the board wants us to reach the final, so hopefully we can at least reach the semi-finals and go 2 steps further than last year. But for the first game of today's episode here, we take on Hertha Berlin, one of my former career mode sides, coming on the back of facing one of my former career mode sides, Hamburg, where we slipped up and could only manage a 1-1 draw at the Signal Iduna Park, where they scored a stoppage time equaliser. And in this game, there was really not much going on at all. I really struggled in this one. Hertha Berlin could have opened the scoring 12 minutes after the restart. That shot cannoning off the post and being cleared away by the yellow jersey. So still Dortmund 0, Hertha Berlin 0. We had basically no chances whatsoever in this game until the 61st minute, where Thomas Kraft, the former Bayern Munich goalkeeper, made an unbelievable point-blank save to turn over El Shaarawy's ferocious shot and behind for a corner. So still 0-0. Then in the 73rd minute though, Hertha Berlin would take a shock lead, and I gotta say, I don't really get frustrated when things like this happen against me, because as I always say, in FIFA, I do believe that luck will balance itself out eventually, so I try not to complain too much when little things like this happen. But this is one of the most frustrating goals I've conceded in this career mode. I tried to get the ball clear 3 separate times here, and then my man got tackled by his own teammate, and then his tackle fell to a Hertha Berlin player 3 separate times. I got no luck whatsoever, and all the ricochets went straight to a blue and white shirt as Rigoni capitalises and drills the ball in with a pretty neat finish, in fairness. So Dortmund 0, Hertha Berlin 1. We were trailing in this game. We had one late chance to get back on level terms, but it fell to the wrong man. 4 minutes to go, and you'd think if it's going to fall to an 85 overall rated striker, you'd be pretty pleased, but when his name's Kevin Volland, I'm not pleased at all, because this guy cannot score for Toffee. He smacks the post, Hertha get it clear, and the game finishes at the Signal Iduna Park. Borussia Dortmund 0, Hertha Berlin 1, and once again we slip up at home. All of our defeats in the Bundesliga under my management at Borussia Dortmund have fell at the Signal Iduna Park. We've never lost an away game in the league. All of our losses have come at home, so a very disappointing defeat there. Very frustrated about the manner of the goal conceded too, but that's just one of those things, and we have to pick it up going into the second game of today's episode here as we take on Frankfurt away from home in a dress rehearsal, if you will, of our cup semi-final against them in the Deutsche Pokal. So Frankfurt, our opponents for the second game of today's episode, and certainly hoping to bounce back and get back to winning ways after two games without a win there in the last 2 games against Hertha and Hamburg. And the first chance would fall to us 36 minutes in as well. Diego Menendez taking it around Flume, not our Flume, but the Frankfurt player Flume, and then going for goal. But his shot was so tame, it trickled wide the post and behind for a goal kick. So still 0-0, and we really were struggling in this session. I should say I was struggling in this sort of session of games I was playing during the night. I was really struggling to get anything sorted. But from the goal kick, we won it back. Timo Werner rolled it through towards Diego, and when he's running through one-on-one, I know he's going to find the back of the net, which he does. And with just over 5 minutes to go in the first half, Diego Menendez, captain fucking leader legend makes it Frankfurt 0, Borussia Dortmund 1. Celebrates with a Hoover and his teammates as well, because this is a really, really important goal. We're starting to struggle a little bit now, starting to slip up a little bit, not look our usual dominant self, and with this super team, that's unacceptable. So when Werner rolled the ball through there, I was thinking he's got to score, he will score, and he did score. Diego Menendez rolls it into the bottom corner, even when he was slipping down with that weaker left foot, and finds the back of the net for his 13th goal in the Bundesliga this season. Just like last year, he's going for that golden boot and doesn't want to be runner-up for the second year running. So Frankfurt 0, Dortmund 1. We were leading at the break, but Frankfurt had dominated possession in the first half, and it was really just an exercise of patience, watching them passing the ball around and us struggling to create too many chances because we barely had the ball. But in the second half, 6 minutes after the restart, Aubameyang was denied by a good stop by the goalkeeper, and then 13 minutes later, another good chance for Dortmund to extend the lead to 2. Once again, Aubameyang got on the end of this ball through by Timo Werner, but blazed a shot way off target and behind for a goal kick. So still Frankfurt 0, Borussia Dortmund 1. As we went in search of that second goal, I didn't want to see the record get extended to just 1 win in 5 games and to see Frankfurt score an equalising goal. And in the 88th minute, well, how about this for an unbelievable goal from Kevin? Yes, Kevin Volland scores one of the goals of the season, puts his hands to his ears, and he knows what you guys have been saying in the comment section down below. You guys saying, drop Kevin Volland, he's rubbish. So I did. I played Werner up top of Aubameyang now, but that still wasn't enough for you guys. You were still saying, sell Kevin Volland in January. He's rubbish, he can't score for Toffees. Well, Kev was saying, listen lads, I can't hear ya. I know how good I am as a striker, and I'm going to prove it. Kevin Volland scores his first goal in donkey's years, and what a goal it was. His first shot saved by the goalkeeper. I was thinking, once again, it's not going to be his day, but Timo Werner crosses to the far post, floats one towards the back stick, and Kevin Volland, I mean, when he scored that goal, I literally just thought to myself, my goodness, I need to remember the buttons I need to press for that celebration, because it's so apt in this scenario. That was unbelievable. What a goal from Kevin Volland. An unbelievable overhead, acrobatic kick, whatever you call it. Extraordinary strike, amazing technique, and Kevin Volland wraps the points up. We get a big win away from home, bounce back from that loss against Herder with a big 3 points there, and I was just delighted to see Kevin Volland score his 4th goal in the Bundesliga. And he's had such a poor debut year at the Signal Iduna Park. I'll be the first to admit it. I got this signing horribly wrong, I know that, but if he's going to score goals like that, I won't mind too much. What a lovely goal, and we win the game by 2-0. But for our third and final game of today's episode here, we take on FC Cologne at home at the Signal Iduna Park, and you would have seen by my lineup, there was only one normal first 11 player in the team, and that was our goalkeeper, Michael Müller. Now you may wonder why that is. It's because FC Cologne right now is sitting bottom of the table, rock bottom. And for us, of course, we're still top of the table, and 2 days later, we would be taking on Lyon in the quarter-final Champions League first leg. So because of that, I thought I can get away with resting all of my players. The bench team is still really, really strong, and I'm sure we'll still be fine and have a fully fit side for the game against the French team. And we started off really well, and 7 minutes in, would open the scoring through Mario Götze. Remember him? Mario Götze firing us into an early lead with his first goal of the season. This guy does not play that much anymore. I played him in the first season. He was pretty poor for me. Admittedly, I do admit that I was playing, admittedly, I do admit, really. Admittedly, I will be honest here, I was playing him DM in a lot of games. He's, of course, much more effective when playing further forward, but even when I did play him further forward, there were some games he just went missing. So he's been dropped to the bench this season, hasn't really played too much, but he does score his first goal there. That was great to see, and Götze gets us up and running just 8 minutes in and makes it Dortmund 1, FC Cologne 0. So it was still a pretty big gamble resting my entire squad other than Michael Müller for this game, but in the 33rd minute we'd go 2-0 up, and Matthias Pereira would score his first goal of the game and double our advantage. And this goal as well was just so simple. I gave it to Pulisic with a short corner, drilled it to the edge of the area, but to be fair, that finish by Pereira, I mean, that was inch perfect, right in the corner, a lot of shot power on it as well, and Pereira, like Götze, gets his first Bundesliga goal this season. So Dortmund 2 even, FC Cologne 0, and when top host bottom in the league, you kind of expect it to be a pretty pretty easy win for the host. Sometimes it doesn't work out that way, but I just felt really confident going into this game. I don't normally rest my entire team, but I felt really confident going into this one, and I knew we'd be okay. We were 2 goals up from kickoff. Cologne surrendered possession. We rolled it through to Kevin Volland, and oh my goodness, guys, do not adjust your computer screens. Do not adjust your tablets. Kevin Volland has scored 2 goals in 2 games. I know, I can't believe it either. Dortmund 3, FC Cologne 0. He got the start in this game after scoring an acrobatic effort in the last game against Frankfurt. I said, see if you can do it again. With this goal, maybe not quite as flashy, but they all count. Kevin Volland latches onto a through ball and drills it into the bottom corner and makes it Dortmund 3, FC Cologne 0. And we were dominating in the stats category. 60% possession compared to 40%. We were just on fire. 3-0 scoreline. And in the second half here, 5 minutes past the hour mark, our American winger Pulisic rolls it through towards Kevin Volland, who breaks clear of the last defender, goes through one-on-one, and all I had in my mind going through one-on-one there was try and do something fancy. The only thing I had in my mind in memory was Sanchez's goal versus West Ham a few months ago in the Premier League when he stepped over to try and deceive the goalkeeper and then dinked it over him. That's exactly what I tried to do. It didn't look quite as nice, didn't look quite as smooth. The goalkeeper wasn't put off, but the finish was still the same. Chips it over the goalkeeper into the back of the net. A lovely goal from Kevin Volland. That's 2 in 2 lovely goals for our number 31. It's 3 goals in 2 games for Kevin. I mean, where on earth has this come from? Seriously, I wouldn't be complaining as much about Kevin struggling this season, neither would you guys, if he was scoring goals like this for fun every game. But either way, a lovely goal there. Dortmund 4, FC Cologne 0, and the game was pretty much done at half-time, and it was certainly done there. So Dortmund 4, Cologne 0. The away side would get themselves a consolation goal for their troubles though, with 20 minutes to go. A cross into the centre, and the number 13 heads in to make it Dortmund 4, FC Cologne 1. So a goal for the visiting fans, if you will. A consolation if nothing else. And then the 89th minute, once again they came forward here, looking for another goal to try and mount an unlikely fight back here. Shrivers went down the right hand side, played it back inside towards Kalanva, and he rifles the ball in to make it 4-2. So the game did finish. Dortmund 4, Cologne 2. We get the win. I rest my team. I get the job done. That was the most important thing. But there was still quite a lot for me to chew on come the end of the game. We were 4-0 up against bottom of the table at home, and then we threw away 2 cheap goals. So not exactly too happy about that one, even though we did get the win, and that was the most important thing. So 4-2 the final score. It's back-to-back wins. Delighted with that. And for Kevin Volland, where has this Kevin Volland been? I mean, seriously, this is much more like it, and I'm just delighted to see it. But that will end today's episode of Career Mode, guys. So a big thank you for watching. I really hope you have enjoyed it. If you have, then please do leave a like. Much love to you all. Hope you guys had a great Saturday, and I will see you for the next episode of Career Mode very soon.